Welcome back to another episode of Dumb Stuff with Matt. Kind of jumped the gun here tonight, guys. We're working on that carbon fiber dash that I bought. Already got steering wheel off. Working on undoing the gauge cluster. Really not so bad so far. But, you know, it's not too bad out here tonight. I think we're in the mid-80s. A little less humidity than last night, so I'm not sweating up a storm quite yet. I think we're going to continue on here. I'm going to put you guys on the stand. If you're following along, there is a bolt here and a bolt there, and that whole gauge cluster just pops right off. What I'm working on now is getting all the little pieces off that I'll need to put in the new one, including, I believe it is either an oil temperature, an oil pressure switch, or a overheat light. I did the normal things, you know, with anything plastic. Hit it with some 2000 grit, some lubricant, and cleared over the top, make it look a little newer, a little less antiqued. But I will follow back in with you guys as soon as I get some forward progress here. Well, we got updates. This thing's fighting me pretty good. We got the low oil pressure or overheat light, whatever it turns out to be, installed. I'm stuck on the ignition. It's a little too stuck out. No way to, you know, kind of bolt it down. I think tomorrow we're going to go to a parts store, see if we can find a key switch that fits that hole a little bit better than that one. But man, that dash does look pretty good. Pretty good for 108 bucks on Amazon. So, gonna make a hardware run tomorrow. Let's see what we come up with. And it's the next day. Made it to the hardware store. Did not find a suitable key replacement yet. That might be ordered on Amazon and take this all back apart again. But that's okay. Moving forward. Got our voltage gauge, our two power ports, all of our switches that I adapted from the other switch panel that I didn't really care for anyway. We are pretty much done with this and ready to put it back on. Up next, though, we've got to get rid of some of these parts. I do have to cut some holes for the headlights and the taillights. Then we're going to try to wire and throw this bad girl back together again. So let me put you guys on the stand. We're going to start by cutting the passenger hole. Do this in super fast mode so you don't have to wonder and sit there and watch. Got one done. The stencil is not perfect. It does require significant trimming after the big cut. All these little cuts. So I'm going to go ahead and move over to the driver's side real quick, get that knocked out. Then we'll knock out the rears. Then we'll start wiring and get this thing put back together again. I like to go for a car ride. Looks pretty nice outside. We got updates. Headlights are in. See, my wires are hanging down, waiting to be wired in. Started to put the glove box back in. Got our shiny new steering wheel in place. Our turn signal stock. Horn button. Wires are already run for that. We're going to run to town real quick, get some early afternoon dinner. And then we're going to knock out the taillight situation here. So far, the kit that I ordered off Amazon isn't too bad. The headlights don't fit perfect, but they fit good enough for who it's for. See there? The templates were not that great. You almost need a 3D template for this because of the turns and the curvatures of it. But that's what it is, guys. So we're going to go get some early afternoon dinner here. It is starting to really heat up. I think we're in the low 90s right now with like 87% humidity or something. It is sticky. So I was ready for a break anyway. We'll catch up with you here in a bit. We are back from town. Finally got the dash all the way put in. I did have to adjust some of my fuses and switches. They just didn't work out the way they were. Not a big deal. I'll have to get in here again at some point, especially when we get the stereo in. So I've got the front headlights already wired in. I just got to do some zip ties. You can see I've got the whole rest of that wire harness I've got to mount up on the bottom of the cart. Then we've got to plug it into the new brake light switch. Then it's got to go to the battery. Then it's got to go to the taillights. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the taillights done today or if that's going to be a tomorrow thing. So, back to it I go. Well, we're going to call it a success. We did have a failure of an ignition switch. That little fella's going to have to be replaced. He's on order, but it says it'll be 3 to 5 days before it gets here. I do love the dash cover. That was a very good purchase. Adds a lot of just weirdness to the golf cart that it didn't have before. Kind of makes it more unique. So, let's take a look at this headlight kit, see how it turned out. They do work exactly as designed. So there's your headlights on. They do put out pretty good light. We do have the horn button. I'm going to turn signal this side. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, we better show the back too, because I got those done. That one working out pretty good. Let's do the other side, just to show you that it works. Yep, there it be. Not a bad 2 days of work on the old golf cart. We got, I think the next big project is going to be an overhead console for a stereo, probably a windshield, and then we're going to paint this old beauty. Leaning towards a root beer pearl over black. Should match the cow seats. Oh, the steering wheel turned out excellent. Well, not when you look at it that way. Gotta look at it that way. So guys, Thursday night, day before the 4th, gonna be a significant amount of this going on, starting in about 15 minutes. We went to the fireworks stand today. I am ready to lose a finger. Now, Busch Light, that was the way to go. You did good there. Let's bring this back. Quit bringing that Busch Line crap back. Anyway, yeah. I think we're going to get ready to partake in some boom festivities. Hope you guys have a nice weekend. We will see you on the next one. Peace.